Let's take a look at Axis and Allies, one of the more interesting board games. It's definitely a long game. It takes forever to play this game. People that are into board games typically love this game or hate this game. So it's a game about World War II, and it's a long game. It's a very long format game. It's a game of turns, so the rules are fairly elaborate. There are hundreds and hundreds of playing pieces, and the board games are anywhere from the entire planet Earth to regions, depending on which version of the game. The game was invented in the 70s and became widely published in the 1980s when it was purchased by Hasbro. Then Hasbro purchased Wizards of the Coast, started to produce the games under Wizards of the Coast, and then eventually under Avalon Hill, and there's been 15 versions of the game. It's from the 1980s through today. This is a complete version using the entire world, kind of based on those original versions of the game. This one is from 2004, the 2007 era. They started to branch off and make regions, so different versions of Axis and Allies based on the theaters of World War II. So this one is more of a standalone. It can do the entire world or the entire war. As you see the board, a lot of people like this board. It's a little smaller than some of the others, so it's a little more crowded when you've got your 300 and something playing pieces potentially in play. But it's a very colorful map, and some of the other pieces have a lot more character to them. Some people claim that it's harder to see the tokens. As you can see in this picture, it's sometimes harder to see the tokens on a colorful board, but that's some of the differences between the 15 versions of the game. This one does have a smaller playing board than some of the games, in that it has the entire world, the entire war on one board. Some of the more modern or recent editions of the game break the world out, and when you buy the different editions all together, they make a huge board, which gives you more physical space but requires a much larger table. So this game is not screwing around. This is the small board, and this is a large one. So again, this one has pretty good coloring to it. There's plenty of room for the 300 and something, almost 400 playing pieces. However, it is a technical game. It's going to take you from 10 to 15 minutes to 10 to 30 minutes probably to set the thing up, and it could take you hours and hours to play. So it's a fun game if you're interested in a lot of rules, if you're a World War II buff or history buff or a person who likes a complicated game. The first couple of times you play it, it's really difficult. As you get more comfortable with it and the players get more accustomed to the turns, it becomes a much more interesting game of elaborate chess game. Hope this helps.